Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you with us today because, honestly, we are going to dive into a truly fascinating chapter of history. We're going to look closely at how Filipino artists managed to preserve their totally unique cultural identity during a period of massive, sweeping transition. We're talking specifically about that shift from the Revolutionary period right into the American period, spanning from 1898 to 1935. It is just an incredible story of resilience, hidden meanings, and absolute brilliant creativity. To keep things moving, we've got a really structured, interactive flow for you today. We'll kick off with a true or false review, then move into engaging the zarzuela, followed by the Pinoy lens activity. After that, we'll do a concept deep dive, tackle a formative assessment, and wrap up with empathize and close. I highly encourage you to actively participate and guess the answers at home as we go. All right, let's jump in. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. Review, true or false. We are going to assess some of that prior knowledge about late 19th century revolutionary art forms. Let's start right here. True or false? The kundaman was used to express patriotic sentiments during the revolutionary period. What do you think? Got your guess? Well, if you guess true, you are absolutely right. You see, the kundaman wasn't just a simple, everyday melody. These traditional love songs were cleverly used to hide deep, passionate patriotic messages right under the noses of colonial powers. All right, next statement. True or false? Revolutionary symbols used in the late 19th century were purely decorative and lacked political meaning. Take a second, think about what we just learned regarding the kundiman. And the answer to this one is false. There was no way these were just for show. These creative works were deeply political and served as vital, beating heart symbols of unity and bravery for the revolution. Last one for our warm-up, true or false? The transition to the American period brought about changes in the themes and styles of Filipino artistic expression. I'm sure you nailed it. The answer is definitely true. A new colonial power meant new influences, which actually sets up the rest of our explainer perfectly. We're going to explore exactly how those themes changed. Section 2. Engaging the zarzuela. We're going to look at the theater form known as the zarzuela, specifically highlighting Severino Reyes's absolute classic work, Walang Sugat. Now, what's really interesting about this is the context of the scene. Julia is secretly embroidering a handkerchief for a man named Tenyong. When he suddenly catches her, she gets completely startled and claims the handkerchief is for the Virgin Mary, insisting that the initials J and T stitched into the fabric actually stand for Jesus and the Three Kings. It's a brilliant, laugh-out-loud moment that perfectly reflects the modesty and the Maria Clara ideal of the time, showing exactly how Julia hides her true romantic intentions behind religious devotion. If you think about it, try comparing that traditional performance to the modern musical films or massive K-pop concerts we watch today. While those modern pop concerts are wildly popular now, the zarzuela was literally the ultimate entertainment of its era. Its true power, it used the local Tagalog language and traditional kundiman-style singing. Amidst all the rapidly changing times, those familiar, beautiful melodies and words made the theater uniquely feel like home to Filipinos. Section 3. The Filipino Lens Activity. I want to challenge you to a quick, interactive activity. I'll describe a scene, and you have to identify if it represents a distinctly Filipino identity or an American influence. Ready? Let's run down the scorecard. First scenario, a golden sun hitting a race field. That is distinctly Filipino. Next up, a jazz dance performed in English. That one represents American influence. Scenario 3, singing a Tagalog kundaman on a balcony. Distinctly Filipino. Moving on, a snowy city filled with skyscrapers. That's definitely American or foreign influence. And finally, a woman in a borrowed saya acting modestly. You got it, distinctly Filipino. Awesome job keeping score. Let's move to and see how this builds. Section 4, Concept Deep Dive. We are going to formally define the brilliant techniques Filipino artists used as cultural translators during the American period. So during this era, they weren't just making art, they were surviving culturally. First up is the zarzuela process. This was the clever integration of local humor, courtship rituals, and social issues into a musical format. It was a brilliant cultural survival tactic. By adapting American-era influence while keeping those uniquely Filipino values at the core, they created something completely their own. And this brilliantly illustrates our next concept in the visual arts, the Amorsolo school, specifically Fernando Amorsolo's use of backlighting to capture the specific golden glow of the Philippine sun. This wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate way to distinguish local landscapes from Western classical art. It forever defined the visual warmth of the Philippine landscape. Now, you fast learners out there might notice another incredible transition here. From American vaudeville into local vaudeville. Filipinos creatively adapted these foreign variety shows by sliding in local satirical commentary and traditional folk songs. It was a wildly entertaining, yet safe way to critique colonial life. Just genius. Section 5, Formative Assessment. Let's transition to our final interactive quiz to test exactly how much knowledge we've absorbed today. Question 1. What musical form was used by Filipinos during the Revolution to express hidden patriotic sentiments through love songs? A. Kundiman, B. Rock, C. Jazz, or D. Pop? If you said A. Kundiman, you are spot on. Question 2. Which local process involves the rhythmic hammering of metal to create designs? Is it A. Painting, B. Printing, C. Weaving, or D. Pukpok? The correct answer is D. Pukpok, the traditional metal hammering technique. Let's keep it rolling. Question 3. Why did revolutionaries use local materials for their creative works? It was a deliberate choice. The answer is A, to reveal their cultural identity. Question 4. The Katipunan flag's design was a creative work that symbolized what? I know you know this one. It proudly stood for B, unity and bravery. And our final question, what does cultural identity actually mean in art? It's all about A, the characteristics that define a group's unique heritage. Fantastic job on the assessment today. Section 6, Empathize and Close. So, the crucial point is this. We live in a world where Western media and K-pop are globally popular, and that is wonderful. But amidst all of that global influence, cultural resilience is absolutely vital. Preserving what makes a culture unique is how heritage survives. To wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with a provocative thought. Imagine writing a letter to the future. 100 years from now, what Filipino artistic practice or value do you wish to see preserved as a mark of national identity? Think deeply about your own role in preserving that identity for the next century. Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep exploring.